Hello again, friends, and welcome back to MSPN's coverage of Marble Fubeca's America's Cup. I am Ricochet, glad to be back with you for the second qualifier race, which will determine two more of our 16-team field for the America's Cup. As you see on the left side of your screen, once again, the teams that are already in: the USA, Argentina, Mexico, Chile, Colombia, Brazil, Canada, Uruguay, Peru, Paraguay, and then the two qualifiers from our last qualification round, Costa Rica and Trinidad and Tobago. We turn our sights to the funnel race for event number 2, and this time 6 teams that will compete for 4 spots in our overall America's Cup 16-team field. The goal of this is to be the last marble standing, as there will be 9 funnels. Once you hit the bottom of that 9th funnel, you are done. First place, just like in our first qualifier round, first place will receive 3 points, second place gets 2, third place gets 1, and 4th, 5th, and 6th will not receive points, as you get a chance to meet our competitors, which are the Bahamas, Grenada, Panama, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ecuador, and Venezuela. And they will join that group of automatic qualifiers and the 2 qualifiers from our first round that already made it through. You have a look at those marbles now on your screen. The Bahamas and Ecuador both with blue. There are 4 yellow marbles representing their countries here in this this qualifier, so bear with us. We will try our best to correctly identify those as we have a look once again at the course, and it looks like we are just about ready to get underway. It is Ecuador and Panama, or rather that's the Grenadines and Panama who are at the forefront there. Let's see who comes out first. It is Venezuela who is going to be the first marble, or the last marble, done with that first funnel, as Panama right now running in last. The Grenadines in trouble as well. Big lead for Venezuela. Grenada, that green marble, is alone in funnel number 4. Panama all the way down at funnel 7. Really struggling. Here comes the Bahamas, I believe. Yeah, the Bahamas have dropped all the way down with Panama. They're both in a lot of trouble. All the way up at the top is Venezuela and Grenada. And it is Panama that comes down first. The Bahamas in trouble as well. So are Ecuador and the Grenadines. Bahamas drop. Everybody's down on funnel number 8 now. Ecuador drops. There goes the Grenadines. And it's between Venezuela and Grenada. Grenada will fall, and Venezuela, after leading the majority of this first race, they will hold on and win. 3 points to Venezuela. Grenada gets 2. And the Grenadines pick up 1. Ecuador, the Bahamas, and Panama all coming up empty there. And the pressure now on them to score points. You saw with those marbles in the first qualifier, the marbles that did not score in that first round had a lot of trouble. None of them scored throughout the rest of the races. So they had a really, really hard time with picking up. I think who gets out of this first funnel last is going to be a huge marker for who's going to have the opportunity to win this race the best. Right now, that would point towards Grenada, and the Bahamas right now running in first and second. In terms of where they are, they're in funnels 2 and 3 respectively. All the way down at the bottom is the Grenadines. After picking up a point, they are struggling, as is Ecuador. They are in last. And it switches back to Grenadines now in funnel number 7, all the way up at funnel number 4. A whole funnel in between Grenada and the next closest, which is Ecuador. Venezuela starting to struggle. It's the Bahamas who fall first. Venezuela is in trouble. They are circling around funnel 9. They are down. Venezuela and the Bahamas will not pick up points. Panama's at 8. Ecuador and the Grenadines were both at 9. The Grenadines fall. Panama falls. Ecuador falls. And they're all by themselves with a dominant win. Easy money for Grenada as they fall quickly through funnel 9, just trying to get this one over with. They pick up 3. Ecuador picks up 2. 1 point for Panama. And everybody except for the Bahamas have a point. Grenada with a 2-point lead. And Venezuela in the second transfer spot right now. The Grenada and Venezuela have the advantage. As we make our way back up to the starting gates. 2 down, 2 to go. And out they go. Once again, let's see who will come out of that first funnel last. Once again, Grenada in a good spot, but it is Venezuela with a big run. Panama's all the way down at funnel 5. Now make it 6. Everybody else is at 4. The Bahamas are at 3. Venezuela with a big lead. They were at funnel 2. Now they fall right through 3, and they are very close with Grenada, and that is Ecuador, who's very tight as well. All the way down to funnel 8 is Panama. They are not even putting up a fight. Really struggling. The Bahamas were the only country not to score through the first 2 rounds. They're at funnel 8, as is the Grenadines. Bahamas will not finish in last as Panama goes down first. The Grenadines are down to funnel 9. They're in trouble. Venezuela with a fall from grace. They're starting to struggle. There goes the Grenadines. And the Bahamas and Venezuela in third. They will pick up a point, but they will not get the win. Grenada and Ecuador. Grenada with a 1 funnel lead. How long can Ecuador hold on? And they're going to do it. What a job by Ecuador to pick up 3 points. They outlast Grenada. They had a whole entire funnel to make up. They do it, and they move into the transfer spot with 5 points. Venezuela 1 point behind with 4. And Grenada picks up 7. They are in a very good spot. 3 points ahead of the third place running country, which right now is Venezuela. And so the top 3 finishers in that last race are the top 3 runners overall. Down at the bottom is the Grenadines. They look like they're struggling a little bit. Between Ecuador and Grenada. Ecuador right now with the lead. Venezuela is in trouble. They've fallen to funnel 6. They may have just taken themselves out of this one. Panama is at funnel 5, but it's not going to matter. They have to do more than just finish ahead of one country. Panama drops down to 7. Venezuela still trying to hold on at 6. Down to funnel 5 is Grenada, as they're at funnel 6. Panama's down to 8. Venezuela sitting at 7. Now they've joined in with Grenada. Ecuador's got a big lead. Falling first is Panama. They're done. Venezuela, very close. They're in trouble. Venezuela is done, and we now know our qualifiers. Grenada falls to funnel 9. They will drop. They will not pick up points, but they will transfer. The Grenadines. Now the Bahamas, they'll pick up points for the first time, but it's too little too late for them. Ecuador is going to win. Back-to-back wins for Ecuador. They outlasted Grenada, and this time they did it without any trouble. Ecuador will transfer, picking up 3 more points. They score 8 overall. They get the first transfer spot. Grenada will finish in second and move on ahead of Venezuela. And so we are now 14 of 16 strong. As we see Grenada and Ecuador make their ways onto the platform, joining the other 12 that are already in. They are Paraguay, Peru, Mexico, Chile, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, the United States, and Canada. And then you see Grenada, Costa Rica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Ecuador, who have advanced via transfer spots after they battled it out. We have 9 countries eliminated. As you see, the qualifiers for event number 3, which will be the halfpipes. Barbados, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, St. Lucia, and Honduras will compete in event number 3 with an opportunity for 1 country to advance to become our 15th member. So only 1 out of 6 will survive the halfpipes. As we see one final look at the funnel race, and we remind you that you have been watching MSPN's coverage of Marble Fubeca's America's Cup. I'm Rick O'Shea, and we will see you later for event number 3, the third qualifier. 1 more country making it through.